just, I can't wrap my head around it, guys. That is mind-blowing. Welcome back to the channel. So a little while ago, I did a video. It was First Time You Realized America Messed You Up, part 3. And during that video, it came to my realization that there's no cops in schools in other countries, right? That's just an American thing. I had one in my high school. Plenty of people did. So here's the thumbnail for that video. No cops in schools, right? Had a huge bunch of people replying like, that's crazy. There's cops in schools, this and that. Well, just wait till you get a load of this right here. Massachusetts school officials ask National Guard to help with unruly students. Yeah, you thought it got bad with cops. No, they're bringing in the actual army now. What in the world is going on, guys? And I thought it was kind of, after I realized like, okay, America's the only one that has cops in schools, I started thinking about it. I'm like, yeah, that is kind of crazy. It just never dawned on me because it's just what I'm used to. It's where I grew up. Everybody's going to be used to whatever it is where they grew up, of course. But then after that, after I realized that that's not a normal thing everywhere else, I'm like, okay, I guess that is a bit odd. Well, now, evidently, Massachusetts school officials asked National Guard to help unruly students. That is absolute insanity. They're bringing in the army. Original channel is called Fox Business. I don't really follow this channel or anything. So before you give me a bunch of comments about how I shouldn't trust Fox News, I know, it's all good. Just watching a video that I came across. So let's check it out and see what this is all about. Links down in the description for the original video, as always. And we're going to see what this is all about, guys. A little bit of news for the day.
Shocking levels of chaos and violence at a high school. In Massachusetts, students at one high school are so out of control, educators aren't just calling the police, they're calling in the National Guard.
And how are they so out of control? Blame the parents, blame the teachers. Like, somebody's not doing their job. Somebody needs to start cracking down because it's not like that in a lot of other places. So clearly there's something going on. It's not like kids don't just wake up and just decide to be like that, right? Like, it's all about how you grew up, what's going on in your environment, the role models, supposed role models that surround you, and et cetera, et cetera.
We're looking for support with the National Guard to come in and act as substitute teachers, hall monitors to make sure that the high school is safe.
We're just looking.
Oh, wow. Substitute teachers, huh? They don't even know how to teach. They know how to shoot guns. That's crazy.
Looking for a little bit of support within Brockton Public Schools.
Well, we're not asking them to deploy a whole army to our school. We're asking for support, especially with the teacher shortage throughout Commonwealth of Massachusetts.
We need more staff to support our staff and help the students, learn, have a safe environment.
You're trying to militarize a school. I don't know. I don't know how I feel about this one. I like his sunglasses though. I know it's off topic, but I'd look good in those shades.
Teachers say students are having sex, doing drugs, and have even started violent brawls that have resulted in students being stabbed.
Wow.
Here now, committee member from that high school, Tony Rodriguez. Tony, good to see you and thank you for being with us. Just talk to us how bad the school has gotten. What's happening where you're now asking for the National Guard to come in and keep the peace?
It's chaotic when we have students that basically are in the school thinking that it's a playground. Lack of discipline. It starts at home. The deficit kind of put a big hamper on us in making sure that we have a safe learning environment with the teacher shortage that we have because of the massive layoffs that we dealt with last fiscal year.
Somebody needs to have more discipline for sure, because that is absolute insanity, guys.
Is everybody on board with this, Tony, to get the National Guard in? Is there pushback from other committee members? What's been, the response from Governor Healy on this?
I almost guarantee you there's some pushback. How would everybody be okay with that? That's just insanity. Just start cracking down. You know what I'm saying?
We drafted a letter. There was 4 of us that drafted a letter. We requested a meeting of safety last month where we brought the educators in to basically shine the light on what's really going on at the high school. So we gave them that platform, and they spoke from the heart, and what they're dealing with is discouraging. It's sad that we have educators that can't go inside the building and give these kids the proper education, and students are losing education time. Students not showing up to school, the staff. We have 20 to 25 teachers that are calling out on a daily basis. And that leaves roughly about 800 students that are unsupervised in the building. And we can't continue to just let it go this way. So that's why we reached out to the governor to make sure she can activate the National Guard, because at this time we just can't continue having meetings on top of meetings. We need corrective action now, and it has to happen sooner than later.
Sounds like part of the problem is the teachers. You know, if you got that many teachers calling off every day and this and that, then clearly there's just a huge disconnect with what is actually happening and what should be happening.
Tony, I'm a parent. You send your kids to school, and it's supposed to be a safe place. But it appears that in this school, you know, whether it's the brawls, the stabbings, the sex, the drugs, all of things most parents try to keep their kids away from, they're actually getting at the school system. So those who don't want the National Guard to come and keep the peace, do they have another plan on how you remedy the school and make it a place that's safe for kids to go to?
We have to have the bodies inside of the school.
Yeah.
You know, right now what you do is, you know, when you have a lot of educators not in the building or staff, these kids are free to, you know, roam. And what do you think these teenagers are going to do? It's a free for all.
He's not even answering the question that the guy asked him twice in a row, by the way.
The plan is to, you know, to request the National Guard. At this time, it's very critical. We can't, you know, just wait to figure out a plan. You know, we've been discussing this. It's March is next week. You know, school year is going to end shortly, and we just can't keep having meetings over meetings. Like I stated, right now, the quickest and safest way is to get the National Guard. You know, there's a census of, you know, the military coming into school. We're not trying to militarize our school. It's to make sure that it's safe. We've used the military across the country to, you know, for COVID relief with vaccines and being substitute teachers, hall monitors. That's what we're requesting right now, is to make sure that we have enough bodies in the building, to make sure that we don't have students that are walking outside, kids that are not authorized to be in the building. We have students ordering DoorDash. It's unacceptable. And the reason that it's happening is because it's a lack of staffing that's not at the level that it should be, which is making the district very, very, very dangerous.
You know, they say the shit rolls downhill. So it starts at the top. And if you got, you know, somebody that's not going to be able to control the teachers, then how the hell do you expect the teachers to control the kids? When the teachers don't even listen, they're not even there half the time. So of course the teachers don't give a shit. They're gone most of the time. They're calling off work all the time, which sure, you got to have a proper home life work balance. But like, if it's going to affect your career or affect your job, then you shouldn't stay home. Get your ass to work. Do what you're supposed to do for the children that's in the school that you're supposed to be role models for. If the kids see you calling off work all the time, then they're going to be like, well, fuck it. I'm not going to school. That's just crazy, guys. We got to see what these comments are saying on this one for sure. It says, not the lack of staffing, it's the lack of common sense voting in those communities and that state. Yeah, I agree. Somebody says, defund police, but bring in National Guard. Unbelievable. Yeah, that's it says, don't put the military in the schools, put the students in the military. I'm kind of divided with the whole military thing, so I don't know if I agree with that one for sure or not, but I agree with don't put the military in the schools. That's kind of a bit far, right? It says they can defund police and riot, but they can't manage kids. LOL. Yeah, exactly. Shit rolls downhill, guys. It says, I think Chicago needs to call the National Guard for the streets. The crime is out of control. Yeah, exactly. You're not going to get National Guard in the streets where the craziness is happening, but you're going to put them in the schools? That is absolute insanity. It says, when I was in school, you were told to ignore bullies and they would stop. It never worked. But the second you fought back, they suspended you. Yeah, I agree. I was bullied a lot. And nope, nobody done nothing about it. Nothing about it. But the second I done something back to defend myself, ooh, I'm the bad guy. And I get kicked out of school. That's how it goes, right? It says, that's not how you use your National Guard, LOL. What the F is wrong with these people? If the students are caught doing these things, expel them. Well, it sounds like they're not going to school anyway, so that's what they want. They don't want to be there. If you expel them, they're going to love it. You put them in school suspension, where you go into a room, like a detention room, right? It's boring. That's the point. Makes you not want to do it again, right? It's better to sit in a classroom than a detention room. Yeah, I think I'm going to leave that video here. I can't wrap my head around it, guys. That is Mind blowing. Absolutely mind blowing. You guys have a super fun, awesome day, and I will certainly catch you on the next one. Take care. Bye.